Good morning, everyone, and welcome to 2023. There's so much to be grateful and thankful for today. And number one, of course, is the rain. And how awesome is it that we're getting all this rain and snow after so many years of drought? Our lakes are filling up, the dams are filling up. Snowpack in the Sierra is the highest that they have had in 40 years. And yes, I know that it's causing some problems, and yet it is so needed. I was even reading yesterday if that we don't start getting more storms like this, the Great Salt Lake is actually going to dry up within the next 5 years. And since some of the moisture that we've been getting here is now going over into Utah, Nevada, Colorado, and so many of those areas that their dams and lakes and reservoirs are starting to fill up also. However, here we are on this day of our white stone ceremony. So before we begin, I invite you to make sure that you have either your white stone from last year, if you would like to write on that, or a small piece of paper, or maybe just some special rock that you have that you'd like to write on. So be sure to also have a pen and pencil with you so that, as we go through the service today, if a word comes to you or if a phrase comes to you, you can write it down. So here's a question. How many of you have looked back at your life over this last year and reflected upon the word that you were given at this time last year? Was it a word or a statement that foretold beautiful, positive, wonderful things that were going to come? And then your life just manifested all those beautiful, wonderful, positive things? Or did your word or phrase from last year foretell things like harmony, peace, understanding? And then you were forced into situations over the year where you had to bring harmony, peace, and understanding to this. In other words, was your word or phrase foretelling what you had to do during the past year rather than what you were going to receive? So I've spoken with people this past year where both were in evidence. Sometimes there was just peace surrounding them, and then there were times when they had to bring peace to a situation. Love, harmony, understanding really doesn't matter. The reason why is we are here on this earth to bring all the quality of source into this planet. We're down here to bring all the love, the peace, the harmony, compassion, understanding, and everything else onto this planet to help and assist the planet itself in its spiritual growth. And of course, everyone and everything on it. So if you received the word peace last year and then found yourself bringing peace to many different situations throughout the year, you would not have been given that word and then called to do that if you weren't ready to do it. So we here at the center have been growing so much spiritually over the last many years that we are being called to be the peacemakers on this planet. We are being called to bring compassion, love, understanding, and all that right down here where we are today. So today we are going to open ourselves up to a new year, a new energy, and the new life ahead for 2023. Each new year is simply about the divine presence unfolding itself in time and space as each and every one of us, as the planet, as the universe, as all events, because the divine takes up all form. That's the identity of reality, of real form. The White Stone ceremony is assisting us and asking us to get more in touch with reality, the real reality, the deepest reality. God is offering us more. The more of ourselves that we haven't explored yet, the more of ourselves that we haven't even really aren't even aware of. It's about discovering things about yourself you don't know. It's not about going over familiar territory or ground or rehashing the past. We have to be open. We have to be willing to discover a new self, which is in reality our real self. We are exploring this territory of what it means to be the divine presence in form. So today, once again, we're going to go into that space where we can remember that we have everything we want and desire right inside of ourselves. Each year, we are being called to remember that and to learn or express that more in the world. I know some of us have a word that we want to be given because we want that more in our lives. Yet Fillmore made the statement about our inherent nature. All that God is, I am. All that God is, I am. That is such a powerful statement. And as we take it in, especially you in the congregation, we know that we are already filled with everything we desire right inside of us. All we have to do is recognize it and live our lives as if we already had it in manifest form. That's it. That's all there is. So in a moment, we're going to go into our meditation to assist us in bringing out the word or phrase that Source is giving you for 2023. But first, let's look at last week. If you listened to my YouTube from last week, then hopefully you did your own personal burning bowl ceremony. And even if you didn't listen to my talk last week, hopefully you've been thinking about things that you want to release from last year. In doing that releasing, you've actually opened up an area or areas inside of yourself that are now free to listen and hear what Source has for you today. So let's begin our white stone ceremony. I invite you to close your eyes and just go to that place inside that is an open space, a welcoming space. This is a receiving space. Just take a deep breath in, and as you let it out, sense yourself as the all. Like Rumi says, the ocean in a single drop. That the boundaries between you and Source just dissolve. You are joyously evolving, whether you realize it or not. The divine is evolving as you to become its self. We can affirm very gently to our minds and our hearts, I am free. I am unlimited. I am open to the possibilities that Spirit offers me now. And you can just tell your rational mind to relax. Just put your attention on your heart. The mind wants to tell you what it wants to hear from Source. And you can just tell it, that's okay. I'm listening to Source. Time to help you move your mind into a more receptive space for the divine to flow through you and for you to be more open to listening and hearing what the divine has to offer you. I'm going to invite you, with your eyes still closed, to just say these words silently to yourself. Through this new year coming into being, that I welcome now, without reservation, this new year is a divine appointment that I am receiving. It unfolds in time and space, inviting me to use the grace of my intuition to guide me with each step. I call forth my highest guidance to light my way in peace, hope, and trust, to bring about my most fulfilling reality. For my highest good and for the good of all, as never before. And so it is. Just feel that energy again, that we are inviting the good of all. And in doing so, our good is included. I now invite you to take a deep breath. And as you let it out, just tell the universe, I am open to receiving your word or your phrase for my life this year. And now we'll sit in the silence for a few moments. When you're ready, you can just open your eyes and write your word or phrase on your stone or on your paper. And when you're ready, just be present here and now. The white stone ceremony is really about owning our identity. It's about becoming aware of our deepest identity, our true self. This new year is really about the unfolding of that greater identity in us. Each new year is simply about the divine presence unfolding itself in time and space as each one of us, as the planet, as the universe, as all events, because the divine takes up all form. That's the identity of reality of all things. The white stone ceremony is asking us to get more in touch with reality, the real reality, the deepest reality. God is offering us more of ourselves that we haven't explored yet, the more of ourselves that we aren't even aware of. Authentic learning is about discovering things you didn't know, not about going over, familiar territory or ground or rehashing the past. And this morning, as we approach this whole new year, we have to be open. We have to be willing to discover a new self. Like, the pioneers going out into the unknown territory, we've left behind the old and we have now opened ourselves up to the new. No matter what your word or phrase is, in actuality, we will be exploring new territory of what it means to be that divine presence and form. So we simply let go of the boundary that we have created for ourselves, like, this is me, realizing, no, this is me. I am that. I am the allness of God in me. So whatever you wrote, your word or phrases, just know that during this coming year, you will be that. And you're going to find the deeper meaning of that as you go about your life. My suggestion is don't contemplate it from a mental standpoint. Don't ask questions about what does this mean, what's coming up, and all that other head stuff. My suggestion is start doing your I am affirmations with that word. So if you got the word prosperous, begin saying, I am prosperous. I am prosperity itself. If you got the word patience, just make the statement, I am patient. I am patient, loving, and kind. In truth, I am patience itself. Or any other statement that you feel that resonates with you as the truth of your being. So whatever word or phrase you received, it's just telling you that this is who you already are. And it's also telling you what you are, but most importantly, who you are. Love itself, patience itself, kindness itself. No matter what your word or phrase is, this is who you are. I am that. I am. So thank you all for joining us today. May this new year bring you prosperity, hope, joy, love, all the many blessings you desire and that you are now open to receive. Much love, many blessings, each and every one of you in this glorious new year of 2023. God bless all.